Protect your home from home. Simple Caravan Insurance, sponsors of the Caravan Channel.
Hello! Today I'm in my shed and I'm going to be talking about 12 volt lead acid batteries. Just about every caravan or motorhome is designed to operate on 12 volts, and that's an essential thing unless you're permanently hooked up to 230 volt mains or you've got a generator constantly running. Even then, if you have a battery mover on your caravan, for example, you'll still need a 12 volt battery on board. If you like to go to rallies or stay at CL or CS sites, or you like to do the occasional bit of wild camping, then the 12 volt battery is probably the single most important piece of equipment on your entire vehicle. And yet so often batteries tend to be ignored or simply forgotten. Until, that is, they go wrong. If you do have to replace your 12 volt battery, then naturally you might go down to your local caravan or motorhome dealer, where you'll find a selection of batteries in different sizes and different amp hour ratings. Some with well-known names, some you've never heard of. Some might have flashy labels which say, especially designed for caravans and boats, which suggests that there might be something to do with the construction of the battery is somehow going to help it to work better in your caravan or motorhome. You'll notice that prices vary considerably, and because all batteries look pretty much the same, you might be tempted to go for the cheapest one that you can find. But is that the best option? Or could you save more money in the long term and get better performance by spending just a little bit more? The answer, well, it all depends on how you plan to use your battery. And to understand this, it's important to know just a little bit about how batteries work. It's really interesting, honest. Batteries used in caravans and motorhomes are almost always lead acid batteries, and this type of batteries has been around for well over 100 years. They're really quite simple. They're made up of 6 cells. The cells are made up of lead plates and other components. Each cell is capable of producing 2.1 volts, which, as you'll already have worked out, means that a lead acid battery is capable of producing 12.6 volts. Connect all the cells together, put them in a plastic case and add a mixture of water and sulfuric acid and you have a battery. It's that simple. But of course it actually isn't that simple at all. The design of the plates, the way they're put together, and even the acid-water mix all have a big effect on how the battery works and what applications it's suitable for. Your vehicle's starter battery is designed to provide a massive surge of power for just a few seconds. And as long as your engine and starter system are all working properly, the energy used should quickly be put back into the starter battery. For that reason, the plates in a starter battery have an easy life and can be quite thin, like this. Leisure batteries, on the other hand, are subjected to a good deal more stress. During an evening in your caravan or motorhome with the lights, television, pump running every now and again, it's easy to discharge the battery to the point where the plates can be adversely affected. And that's why the plates in a leisure battery need to be bigger, thicker and stronger than those in a starter battery. And that's also why genuine leisure batteries are always more expensive than starter batteries. They have a lot more lead in them. And with metal at today's prices, that's going to make a significant difference to the price you have to pay. However, if you really don't rely on your leisure battery very often because, for example, you're almost always on hookup, then you might be better off just buying an ordinary starter battery. And curiously enough, that could be exactly what you get when you buy one of the cheaper leisure batteries. As I said earlier, the plates that you find in a starter battery can be small and thin. Here are some plates from one of the best known names in leisure batteries. You'll find these batteries in many caravan and motorhome dealers, and yet, as you can see, the plates are really no bigger and no thicker than the plates found in a starter battery. And yet motorhomers and caravanners pay a lot of money for batteries containing these supposedly superior plates. So if you want to buy a leisure battery that really is a leisure battery and is suitable for leisure purposes, how do you decide what to get? Batteries all look pretty much the same, but I've got a simple test. A good leisure battery should have lots of lead in it, and lead means weight. I've got two batteries here. This is a cheap leisure battery with all the electrolyte, that's the acid and the water removed, and this battery here has also got all the water and the acid removed. They're both rated at 85 amp hours and they're both pretty much the same size. So in theory they should both weigh pretty much the same. Let's find out if they do. In fact, the Banner battery weighs almost 4 kilos more than its cheaper rival. Make that almost 6 kilos when I add the piece that I removed earlier. The Banner battery is more expensive, but it will last an awful lot longer, and in the long run you'll save money. And what's more, you'll get a lot better performance as well. Lots of manufacturers make really good leisure batteries. I'm only using this one because I was given it and allowed to chop it up. Batteries are a fascinating subject. I could go on for hours about them. But for now, my advice is, if you're mostly on 230 volt hookup, just buy a really cheap starter battery, you'll be fine. If you like wild camping, you like going on rallies, then do spend a bit of time, do some research, and really consider spending some extra money buying a really good, proper leisure battery. But whatever battery you get, it's essential that you look after it. Get a good charger, an intelligent charger, and whichever battery you buy, it will last longer and work better. The batteries that I've been looking at here today have got no sulfuric acid or water in them, so they're pretty much quite safe. But normally if you're working on lead acid batteries, you should take sensible precautions. Wear gloves, wear goggles, and don't wear jewellery or watches. If you do, you could cause a spark and possibly an explosion.